What's going on, guys? It's an exciting day. Very exciting. I guess I did tease a while back about it. It's finally here. My new bumper. It's from One Industries, made from US steel, but designed and built by a Canadian. It's out of BC. Abbotsford, BC, I think it's called. I mean, I'm not too good with the BC names too much, but it's in Canada. It's in British Columbia. There you go. That's all you need to know. I just got home here, as you can see. I just put it on the ground. There's Taco. She's already taken apart as much as I could right now. So I literally drove around all day like this. No face, no nose. So we're gonna tear this apart and we're gonna see what we're looking at here. I got a nice little custom feature added to this that I'll show you guys right away. Let's get unwrapping. Oh, that was eventful. It's packaged very well. He did great packaging that up. I think it's only 17 hours away from me, but still, this thing was not going anywhere the way it was. He wrapped it up very nicely. There's cardboard here that went around my hoop, so that was good. And then just wrapped up very nicely. So here is the bumper, guys. So to give you an idea of what it's all about here, so on the left here at the beginning, you see all these little lights. These are marker lights / turn signals, whatever you prefer. They are called Alien Eyes. Can't remember the company. I'll probably put a little edit in there to tell you what company they're from. The fog light holes here are for Jeep JK 4-inch round fog lights. So I'm running some 4-inch aux beam fog lights over there. I bought them a long time ago. You got your 3/4 inch shackle mount there, and then I got a hoop added on because I like the look of the lower profile. I thought it added a nice touch, not so plain Jane. For this is a 31 inch, sorry, single row light bar. Before it was dual row, but he's recently switched it. He's done about, I think, what did he say, about 8 prototypes to this. So like, he made a lot of changes and a lot of improvements, and basically what I have now, he'll correct me in the video, I'm sure, but as far as I know, I think this is his final product, I would say. I mean, it's a hell of a build, that's for sure. Like, wow, it's way better in person than I thought. I thought it'd be as good as the pictures, but no, it's way better. The powder coating is a double powder coated. And then my little accessory or unique touch I added was a Canadian flag on the bottom because I thought it would represent us very well. And then his name on the bottom, One Industries. That's that. This is a powder coated base with a gloss red on top, and it, wow, like, even I'm not totally big, I like to match because I got red and white, but here this is very nice with all just red. So these holes here are for a little bit more airflow, but also for my winch. So our winch, I don't know how all the other bumpers are, but this is getting mounted upside down. So reason why is because when it's mounted upside down, the clutch is right here, so I can actually access it without having to pop the hood or whatever. There's all that. Okay, well, now that we're looking at it, so seems like all of it is pretty much in good condition. There's no scuffings that I can see, just a little bit of dirt, plastic, cardboard, blah blah blah. A little bit of dust there, nothing crazy there. The power coating is really smooth. This looks like there's something here. I think it got chipped here during shipping by the looks of it. There's nothing on the bottom I can see, but it looks like right here, this corner got a little scuffed up somewhere. So I'm just gonna let him know about that. But otherwise, for the most part, this bumper's fine. And I mean, I'm not worried about this. It's not the end of the world. I'm not gonna kill him for it or something like that. So I can just touch that up, but it's not down to bare. So I think it's all right. But maybe I'll touch it up just to be safe. So other than that, it's good. I've already torn apart the truck for the most part. There's a handful of instructions to do on this, so we gotta get started, and then I gotta get this on, and then I wanna go play this weekend with it. So it's gonna be good. Enjoy the progress here, ladies and gentlemen, because it's gonna be fun. And Kale's bringing beer. Thank God.
Prepare to die. message. Do not try to leave. Do not try to fight. Do not try to resist. You will be eliminated.
Alright guys, so we're making good progress here. Kaylee's here now. So as you can see in the video there, I was kind of going back and forth and I was on the phone with Michael a lot because trying to get the cutting right and I don't want to mess that up. I want to cut less so I can just work my way up a little bit. And so as you can see here, I have a different tape or different marking is because I was looking at the wrong body line. You gotta look underneath here where the fog light actually goes and not on the body line itself. So I was confusing myself there. So I went along there and then I confirmed with him. And then basically it has to end where, basically where this second bolt is kind of thing. I think I actually got to cut higher, but that's kind of roughly where it's going to finish the cutting here. So it's a good start. We're just going to keep following the instructions and tearing stuff apart. So now we got to start tearing the crash bar and all this apart. This should be pretty easy. So let's keep going.
You will be eliminated.
You have to watch nothing.
Yes,
hey guys,
this is
so as you see, the cuttings happened, tearing it more apart. Just a little update of what's the progress been. You gotta remove the tow hook, you gotta remove the clamps here, you gotta remove crash bar assembly and stuff like that. So, and you gotta keep these nuts, these three and the three from the bar itself. You lose the 17mm bolts here. You gotta cut this next, which is kind of nice that I left this because now we got all the open space here to cut it. So we gotta cut that loop off. Tow hooks out. I just clamped the AC line. He gives you a clamp with the self tapper. You just gotta clamp this back so that there's enough room once everything's in place. Be careful, but you gotta use about 2 hands and just kind of give it a good push in and then just screw it in and you're good. So that's the progress we've been making so far. Kaylee is got the fog lights in so far. He had to drill bigger holes on my aux beam lights to actually get them to work because they just weren't lining up with the factoryness of the bumper.
They're probably because they're made from like a Chinese knockoff type light. So the holes.
Don't you knock aux beam.
So the hole's a little bit too small for the screws they use. You got to wind them up and then they got to separate them just a bit.
Wind. Okay.
Probably bought the good brand. They would probably went in.
All right, guys, we're gonna keep chugging along here. I've got to do the fender liner. I've got to cut all this and then spray paint this so that it all blends in nicely. So, or I could just leave it, but that's personal preference. But that's what's gonna happen next.
I don't need to tell you that it's over. And I know
too much for us to
Alright guys, so we've been tackling everything right now. I put on my relocation brackets for the power steering cooler. Those are really nice too. He's numbered them too on them, so they're really nice there. Right now, I've been just painting and cutting up my wheel liner, as you see at the end there, just making it look for cosmetics. And now he's wiring up the solenoid. I was gifted a solenoid bracket for the X2O to mount it up higher in front of the rad, right in the middle basically. So where you see the plugs right there, that's basically where it's going. So it's gonna be mounted up higher because if anyone knows about the Smitty builds X2O, sometimes water gets in them, or I mean, they're supposed to be waterproof, but there doesn't seem to be, so you're gonna have to get warranty on them because they corrode and fail and blah, blah, blah. He's replaced, I think, 3 or 4 of them, he said, so, but they warranty them every time, so there's that. So now we are gonna test fit, because now we gotta make sure it fits with my cutoff lines. We're gonna be pulling the bumper on and off, and then this bumper will be going on real soon, because we're almost done doing everything other than bolting it up. Hey guys, buddy had to run out. Oh great, now he's calling me. Okay, he's picking up some satin black paint for me because he's awesome. And I need it because I actually got a little scuff on the bumper from shipping, but not big deal. And from what I got told too from Michael just now on the phone, is this powder coating is thick. So like I said in the beginning, it's double powder coated. So it's got like a lot to it, so it'll hold up pretty well. So he's in the midst of mounting the light bar, but we need some spacers to mount it properly because my light bar is a little bit shorter. Very minor stuff. We gotta mount the winch and whatnot too, which we'll be getting to soon. We just got to put it back on the brackets and whatnot so we can test fit some more and make sure the gapping's all nice. And then it's going to be putting on reinforcement brackets and mounting the winch, and this thing's going to be done hopefully in the next hour. I got home around 4 o'clock and just started getting everything sorted out. So I started this about 4:30, and now it's just after 8:30, and we just stopped for a minute because he has to go Home Depot, and then I went to eat for a bit. So we've been on this for about 4 hours now, and from what Michael said, it could be done in about 4 or 5 hours with a buddy. So, but obviously we've ran into a few things and we're taking our time and stuff. We also did prep for this, so technically we didn't prep. We would be probably 6-7 hours for this. So prepping is key, guys. It's worth it. Okay guys, we're almost ready for a bumper here, other than we have to do the winch, but we're just doing the reinforcement brackets, which is the last 2 steps here. And we're just gonna show you exactly what it's all about here. So you're gonna have 2 pieces. They just gonna fold around there. Your studs are gonna stick out this way. Pretty straightforward. Then you're gonna have a welded bolt up top here in the back. That goes through down over here on the side. And then you got a washer and nut. Then you've got a long bolt to put through here, along with a spacer that goes in this side. And there's a washer on this side, then the washer, and then a nut. And you tighten down as pretty much as best you can, and you should be good there. And that's the reinforcement brackets on these. And then so to show you how to tighten down this angle one. Kale has a sweet trick that I can't ever do, so sort of. So just open end wrench and then just off an angle. Hope this kind of helps you guys for the future, because it's a little tricky, so a smaller wrench is much probably needed, but this works too. So, and then just tighten down as much as you can. So that's it. Took a lot of cutting. We did about, how many times do you think? 6 times off and on. So make sure you don't mount too much stuff to it. Do the little stuff, but leave your winch off, and then go back and forth cutting. I kept having to cut at the very end, and in the end it turned out really good. The driver's side is really good. Passenger side, I had one too many apparently on that cut, so it is what it is there. But I'm gonna get everything bolted down. We gotta get the winch mounted and all that, and I'll show you guys a little trick that I'm doing with my winch here. And then we'll show you guys the final product. Okay guys, it's been a hell of a night and we're not even done yet. What turned into like quick and easy 5 minutes, put the bumper on, turned into a crazy nightmare. I've been playing with the winch for a while, trying to do this new technique with Gorilla Tape. It's a technique where instead of using the bolt, you wrap up some Gorilla Tape on the drum, and then you do a nice little, I think it's a slip knot or just some sort of knot. And then you tighten it up, and then you take the leftover strand where the end of the bolt would be, and you wrap that up in Gorilla Tape, then roll it on. And I was fighting with it because I was not reading it right, whereas you tighten it up and then you're looking at the top view. I kept looking at the front view, so it's screwing me up. So I kept redoing it, and I was having problems. So, but here's my winch all wrapped up. I've just been slowly spooling it up or whatever. The technique I use is in a very well training group. It's not something I just made up. It's all tight down, and as it obviously, once it binds down, it's gonna bite into the tape, and Gorilla Tape is obviously very strong. So, and then like I said, the end of it is all wrapped up in Gorilla Tape here. You wrap up some Gorilla Tape here, do the knot. I'll post up the picture here so you guys can see the whole layout and the setup. If you, for instance, break off your bolt on your winch or whatever, you need a solution, this is your solution. Gorilla Tape and wrapping it up on the drum, and boom, you're back in business. And it's actually a lot stronger than a single little Allen key bolt. We're gonna give her a try and see. We're gonna get this winch mounted up finally. Everything's good to go now. It's all ran through or whatever. Obviously, I'm not gonna spool it all up like this because it's gonna take forever like that. So now we're gonna mount this all, and then we're gonna go outside and you guys will see the full bumper. All right, guys. It's been a while since we've actually installed the bumper just now. Been almost about a week. It's Wednesday right now. We had some problems last night. When you saw me doing that whole winch there at the last little part there, that was about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. It was our own fault. We also had, the bumper is very heavy with a winch. Being that we had that solenoid bracket for the X2O winch, it actually created a little bit more stress to put on. But we were like kind of a guinea pig almost for him to try it out. So there's that. Basically, you had to have the solenoid obviously hooked up to the winch. So you gotta hold the winch up and then also feed underneath the bracket and the solenoid up and through the frame and whatnot, and that's what caused us a little issues. I ended up taking 2 of my pavement tires that I had, and we stacked them up in front of the truck and put the bumper on the tires and wheels, and then kind of fed the solenoid through. Then we lifted the bumper on and stuff. And also, I guess I didn't account for all the extra weight, so it was actually kind of a little bit more oomph to get it on there. So here's the finish right here, guys.
I don't need to tell you that it's over. And I know if I come any closer.
Like I said, it's been about a week already with it. Didn't really have too many complications other than doing the winch thing that was kind of screwing me up, and then just getting it on. There's the alien eyes, aux beam fog lights. I just actually flipped those around because Kale put them upside down, so they were shooting all the way up. They were higher than my low beams, so they were useless on my drive on the weekend. Now I've flipped them the other way, so they're good. I just did the winch today. We finally tensioned it up and whatnot. It feels really good. I gotta work on the light bar because I guess I aimed it way down somehow right now. Like it's aiming right down. It's worse than it was, so I gotta fix that. I've put the bumper to use pretty good, guys. I got a few scrapes here. I've already touched it up here on the shackle mount because I had the shackles. On my next video, you'll see why. Believe it or not, my truck died on the trail and it was for the dumbest thing ever. So you'll have to watch for that video next after this bumper video here. But this thing's strong, like freaking strong. I used both the shackle mounts to get my truck dead weight out of the trail. I got winched up a big sand hill and whatnot, so it proved its use. So, but like here's the whole bracketing system. These were actually a little bit loose, which is kind of probably normal maybe. I haven't tightened up this one here, but all these were kind of loose. This one was fairly loose, but I mean, just tighten them back up and you should be good to go after that. I like the fact that it's so easy to access everything. I can adjust and take out my light bar here. These are easy to maneuver. Keep in mind for this too, we had to drill out our holes a little bit on the fog lights just to make them work, but that's just because probably Oxbeam fog lights versus, you know, another brand. We had a little hiccup on the wiring on the driver's side too. We had to reverse that, but that took 2 seconds for Kale. That was easy enough. I had to do more cutting. So to give you guys a little more reference, this is the final cut, I think. I've cut a lot more since. Like I said, I was kind of drunk here, but then I cut more and more. It's not too bad to cut with an oscillating tool when it's on. So, but to give you a reference, I have no more bolt here. So that's how much I've cut. To give you a good reference there, I'm guessing that this notch here is where that one bolt used to be, and it's kind of in line with the lip here, as you can see right there. So that's kind of a general idea for cutting. So that one's kind of an ugly cut, but then over here where I recut again, I gave this one more gap because this was actually quite touching here, then a little wavy here, but otherwise pretty decent. So there's that. Like I said, guys, this bumper is awesome for sure. I can't thank Michael enough. As you saw in the time lapse, I was I was on the phone a lot because I was questioning a few things. Another thing, I'll show you guys the kind of finish on the solenoid here. Little windy, I guess, today, which sucks. It's always windy. Here is the box. Here's that bushing that I had to put on for the hard line. So when I had it all done, it was actually sitting a little closer once it finished up for some reason. So I almost had to relocate it again. When I went to go see my mechanics or whatever and show my buddies their Toyota techs and all that, this line can be moved pretty decently from the sounds of it. I mean, he just took both his hands and bent it over more. So to give you an idea of how much bent it is, I've got like a whole finger width here, a decent amount of clearance here. Like almost I can fit my pinky down there. So finger width on the rad support area where it goes through the rad, and then a pinky down by the rubber. So lots of room there, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. But yeah, he just took his 2 hands and he bent it how it was sitting, and I thought I moved it over enough, but whatever. So but you can refund those pretty decently. Just don't go obviously ridiculous. Just use both hands to keep it firm grip and then just bend it to your needs. I would recommend 3 people for this, especially if you have a winch. If you have a steel cable winch, man, I feel bad for any of you, especially on any bumper. I mean, that's a lot of weight. I'm gonna turn on my fog lights and my signal lights for you guys so you can check those out. These are from Couture, so they're actually pretty decently bright. My turn signals are LED there, so they're really nice. There's my yellow fog lights. They're tinted yellow from the white LED, so they're not the greatest, but I kind of like the different look to them, but I probably will change that eventually. So just to kind of give you guys a reference there, that's how they are. And of course, decently bright. I'm not gonna complain. So, and he basically sends them out if there's a issue with one of them. He will literally send you a whole new 5-pack, and that's already got the harness on it. So all you have to do is take out the old 5, put the new 5 in, you're done. So I've got my wireless switch mounted to my switch panel here. So literally turn on my lights here, hit the power, and I've got wireless remote. Can't get much easier than that. If any of you want to know how good that Group 31 battery is, if you've seen the last video, I got that in there. That winch moves. Pulling Snowball, which is what, 5,000 pounds, because he's got a lot of weight on it too. That thing moves it pretty well. So the only downfall, probably to all the Tacoma bumpers out there, is it's dark under there. It's really hard to see. I can barely see the winch here. Like you can obviously see a little bit. I'm gonna actually probably put some lights under here where the arc 1 is, so it lights up the rope a little bit so that I can actually see what I'm doing at night, especially because I had to wait till daylight to actually tension this, which was a few hours ago, right? Other than that, I mean, like I said, Michael, I more or less talked to him right after the bumper was installed, and it's a solid bumper, guys. Like I've been waiting on this bumper for a couple years because I really liked the look of it ever since. And then now that he's got the single row design in it versus the double row and all that, it's perfect. Like it's a mean looking truck now. I'm getting a lot of looks. Another thing I can say is with my Elka suspension that has 650 pound coils, I had a 1.75 lift in it. That lift is all gone now. I have to actually retune my suspension now for that. I just talked to the boys at Crave Automotive out of Calgary, Alberta. I have to retune my suspension, but I had to get my suspension fixed first because the lower struts have a slight defect, I guess. The factory bushings that they came in with a bearing in it, the bearing ate through the rubber basically and has destroyed the lower portion of my strut. It's actually eating up through the hole there. So eventually I'm gonna get those actually replaced. I just got the warranty parts in, so it's good there. I'm happy with Elka. Not a big deal. I mean, they're fairly new to the automotive. Like, they're big in the side-by-sides, so they're gonna get that fixed up real well. Then I can jump the truck again with the bumper on it, right? Other than that, guys, this bumper was great. Like, you see the whole install there. Michael's great. He's 100% customer supportive. It was built by the owner, I guess you could say, because he's kind of by himself. He also has some buddies, I guess, here and there that help him. Otherwise, he builds them and he breaks his back for you. And like I said, if you ever need help, it's there. He'll send you the manual, unless maybe he eventually prints it off. Maybe builds a catalog or something for it. I don't know, whichever works. I mean, personally, with Elka suspension, I got just a whole printed piece of paper, like, you know, normal stuff. And I'm sure for this, he would do the same, but I got it through the phone there. He sent me a PDF file on through the email, which worked perfectly. So, and then I've been just kind of helping him out, and then I'm also helping him do this video. I'm not doing no sponsorship or anything like that with him. This is strictly just to help him. And also I'm into YouTube, obviously, so I want to maybe make another video. So I thought it was a perfect win-win for both of us, right? So like I said, guys, this bumper is good. So if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Oh, another thing. So you have to cut your factory skid plate because this has to come off. So you got to cut your front lip off. And as you can see, it's kind of dangling. Well, let's just say at Larange, I really bent the crap out of it. So, woo, yeah. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. Stay tuned for the next off-roading video where the truck gets used a lot and abused a lot. Just to kind of give you a teaser. That happened. There's dents in here. I'm crazy. Ah. All right, guys, see you later. Time to go home. I need beer. Before I forgot, in regards to that whole time thing, subtract a little bit, probably like half an hour or so for us eating there and whatnot, and then him going to Home Depot. The fact that we were out there till 3:30 in the morning on a Thursday/Friday morning, simply because of us. It had nothing to do with the bumper or anything like that. It was strictly us. We were having issues with wiring a little bit. We had to rewire some stuff, move some stuff around, because my battery was full from all wires, so we had to move the alternator wire and yada yada. And then I kept fooling around with the winch drum and stuff like that. So please don't feel like it's gonna take you 12 hours to install this bumper or something. It's fairly easy. Just depends on what you wanna do or how you wanna do it. So later, guys.